Well, folks, WWE Backlash France has come and gone. That crowd in Lyon was absolutely electric. But now, with it behind us, get the hell out of here. You ever seen a man say goodbye to an international premium live event? Heh once. And now, the king and Yas Queen of the Ring tournament finals are dead ahead of us in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But before that, it's all kings and all Yas Queens all the time. 43 years old and white, trying to sound hip and failing miserably. You kids, get off my lawn. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah, so card subject to change should have been the theme for this particular show. People were taken out of the tournament, matches were taken off the lineup, and you know what? Overall, actually a pretty good edition of Raw. Now, yes, I did say that I was likely not going to review much of Raw for a bit, take a break, and focus on movie mayhem, and I'm still not sure about SmackDown. So if you don't see SmackDown reviews for a bit, don't be shocked. But, you know, Backlash France actually had a really good crowd. It really was more of a house show. In fact, had it been in front of a more tepid crowd, it really wouldn't have been all that great. But they were shaking the goddamn cameras. Check out my review of that. Now, they had announced that the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournaments were taking place. I can imagine a Triple H got together with his inner circle, not the ones that are beautiful on the inside, innocence personified, because we found out without that theme, no one cares about Jericho. But that's on a different program with blackjack and hookers. Possibly. Maybe. Not sure. But Triple H got together with his inner circle and said, okay, we got time to carefully plan the men's and women's, King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. And what do you mean that the Saudi Arabia show is in 19 days? What do you mean that? Oh, okay, so let's just get 8 from Raw, 8 from SmackDown, men and women, animal, vegetable, mineral. Everybody get in here like we're Harvey Birdman. And there we are. I apologize, by the way, if I sound a little bit rough. Allergies are a bitch. So, shout out to Graham and Alexis. I hope you had a great goddamn time there. WrestleRant on Twitter. Graham's a great guy. They had around 9,000 people according to WrestleTix, somewhere around there. And I will say that the crowd was alive for at least some of the show. That being said, there are some things that I'm going to talk about where I don't even know if it was the crowd's fault. It might just be the company's fault. But yeah, we get Backlash recaps. Judgment Day shows up. And they decided because they had to replace some people, they're like, okay, wait a second. Let's take Kofi and Ray and Shayna and Zelina and put them on the live event circuit. And they'll probably do the same with SmackDown. It boosts, interest in the house show circuit, so whatever. And let's be perfectly honest. I mean, watching a Zelina television match, does anybody really want to do that? Nothing against her. It's just, she's as over as she's ever going to be. Kofi and Ray being taken off is a little surprising. So, apologies all around. Drew's out of the tournament, by the way, because apparently that elbow injury he talked about was legit. Balor gets a bye because he was supposed to face Drew, and then Pierce says, no, you're going to face Jey Uso. Great. That's good. Look, I don't have anything against Jay personally. I don't get the eat thing. There are people that do. That's fine. It certainly was a King of the Ring first round match. An opening round match. Whatever. Later, Drew showed up, and Jay got the victory with a spear. Drew's pissed because he wanted to be in the goddamn tournament. That's fair. And Drew sped off in a nice sports car. And then Punk, fresh out of being freed from Titan Tower, apparently. He was locked there in WWE headquarters. I don't know if that was actually legit or just something that he was doing. I don't actually know. I would find it weird he would be locked there for 48 hours. But nevertheless, Drew is pissed. There was a QR code thing. Oh boy. There are people that are excited about that, and I just want to say, look, everybody that is excited about it, I hope it's everything that you could have ever hoped for. You know how I felt about the stuff, even if I really still feel bad, obviously, that Bray the man passed away. That being said, people are going to be thrilled for it. Alexa, is going to be part of the thing, because the names listed, there was a space between the 4th and 5th name, so there you are. So, Punk arrives in a nice little race car. He has people hit his music. He comes out and talks about how him and McIntyre have gone back and forth. He tells his story, his injury, that his WrestleMania plans got delayed, but not not killed. And it's like, do you hate me or do you hate yourself? Like, what's actually going on with you, Drew? And you talk about, you're a choke artist, and it looks at Pat and says, not like me. That's two different things. And Punk can say that. Now, the other company can say that as well. The difference is, Punk's actually doing something positive for the company that he works for. Thanks, guys. So, good stuff here from Punk. A little bit typical. The crowd popped. The crowd was a little bit muted, though. I don't know if that's because of the size of the arena and the fact they had a curtain down most of it, or at least part of it. Kathy, looking ever so fine as she always does, was interviewing Ricochet. And then Ricochet's talking about facing Ilya. Here's Braun standing up for the little guy in a stupid cowboy hat. Io took on Natty in a King of the Ring women's Queen of the Ring, whatever. Just look, it's a tournament match. That's what it is. Hard to keep track of. They're tournament matches, all tourney all the time. Natty's a very good worker. Io's a very good worker. They eventually got the crowd into this. I will give them that much credit. They took it seriously. There was a nice power bomb. They were getting into it. Still wish that Io would moonsault me feet first, but that's another story for another day. Io won with the moonsault, and I got nothing against it. Natty has been killing it and doing some good stuff lately. And Natty's always more than reliable as far as being a premier worker to, help put people over, build some good feuds. She is still really good. She's just been there for so long, there are some people that get sick of her. I'm not sick of her, but I see why people might feel that way. But Io won. Dakota then takes Mike and says Asuka's not medically cleared. Asuka did have some kind of knee injury going into Mania, so maybe she was just working through it, dropped the titles, and now she's going to get that address. I don't know. I just wish her nothing but the best. Same with Drew, same with anybody else that's injured. And she will face Lyra. Dakota will. And then we get a package on Ilya, and man, he was just, working out like crazy, and it looked like he was into wearing chains and chain wrestling. I'm so sorry. Had to link that joke there. And then Ilya took on Ricochet. Arguably the match of the night, this in the main event, maybe. We got a Collision plug on USA, at least on my Dish feed, which was kind of funny for a B show that not a lot of people are watching anymore. They took it seriously. There were hard shots. Ricochet did some nice dives later. Ilya looks like he just literally wants to kill you, and like it hurts him. There's heavy chops. A nice bomb, an H-bomb. The Torpedo Moscow got countered into the Codebreaker recoil. There was a superplex roll through. There was also a nice superplex spot in the Natty Io match. And an H-bomb for 3. It was hard hitting, a handshake. Good stuff. Enjoy it. If you want to check out one of the matches from this show, this would be the one to check out. And then Jackie tells us what we just saw. Thank you, Jackie. We have working eyes. And Sheamus talks about the history between him and Gunther. They also sprinkled packages on previous matches that him and Gunther had. And then we get to Zoe and Ivy, and the crowd went mild. This was a tournament match. Zoe had to have been thrilled being back in Hartford. She didn't understand why the people weren't cheering for her. She didn't realize none of the people in the building are like her when they were around in 1635 when Hartford, got founded. Anyway, nevertheless. So yeah, Zoe won. No one cared. I mean, Ivy's got good strength. It's not that Zoe's bad in the ring. Nobody cares. Nobody's given a reason to care about her. And then a UConn basketball coach there. I don't know I think he's the men's coach. I think. There was a guy, Gino Uriyama. I forget the name. God damn it. I used to know it too because I actually used to follow basketball. Truth does comedy about getting a champion versus champion thing and whatever. Steiner then wonders why he's not in the tournament. That's a fair question. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, what a wonderful day. I will be watching that. Check out my reviews of the previous Planet of the Apes movies, and also I will have a review of War for the Planet of the Apes to catch up on everything. Rewatching that just to catch up for Kingdom. And then check out, I'm going to have retro reviews of the previous Mad Max movies, including Mad Max Fury Road, which isn't really retro, even though it came out in 2015. And then I prepare in a few weeks for Mad Max Furiosa. I think that's the name. So Priest basically says, hey, JD, you're going to take care of Braun. Next week, possibly. I mean, I don't give a shit about that match. Carlito shows up and he's like, this is in the past. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And then I'll stick a knife in you. Wait, that's what my dad paid Jose Gonzalez to do. Here comes Bronson, took on Gable in a match that ended in a DQ when Sammy ended up interfering. And Bronson landed really bad just before that. And if Gable doesn't stop doing the diving headbutt, we are going to find out that the Bowflex machine in the Gable household is probably really strong. So, Reed wants the title. I did like the tracking shot where they followed him. That was cool. Lyra is ready, but are we? I don't know who wouldn't be ready for Lyra. Anybody that is lucky enough to land Lyra. I mean, I don't care, ever. Anybody. Treat her like the queen she is. Gunther talks facing Sheamus while in front of, I don't know what the fuck that was, some backstage storage area. And a sit-down interview with Becky, talks about, and Michael Cole was there, because Michael Cole on my television screen in 2024 is something that I just have to endure, I guess. Is he better without Vince talking in his ear? Sure, he's still not very good. So, then she's talking about the tourney, talks about facing Lyra, that Lyra's the best she's ever faced, and all this stuff and everything, all these great women. And Liv shows up without pants, and Kiera, I swear to God, stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. I know you saw that tweet where she said she didn't make her bed. Stop thinking about Liv's unmade bed. Stop it. Get some help. I like Kier. Kier's a great guy, but this gag has to continue. Because respectfully or not, stop it, Kier. Get some help. Poor Kier. Really good guy. So, nevertheless, hey, Lyra won. Kier, what'd you think of that? Huh? What do you think of my idea of Lyra beating Liv when Liv wins the title? Huh? I'm kidding, I don't care. Poor Kier. Stop thinking about Liv without her pants. So, anyway, Liv is tired of being overlooked. And she's going to get a title match in Saudi. Liv did a pretty good job here on this promo, and Becky did a good job firing back. So they're going to face off in Saudi. That's going to be pretty interesting. Liv found her porpoise. Then Damage Control showed up, sans Asuka. And then it looks like Liv's going to battle. And then Liv says, nah, fuck it, you take care of that because it's a Liv Revenge tour. Then Lyra shows up. Looks at Liv and says, shit, I gotta get to the ring. And then she starts punching Kyrie. Kyrie takes 2 punches. And then just says, shit, I left the microwave on. I need to go this way. I don't know why it just made me laugh. Kyrie's like, shit, what am I doing? Does Kyrie not want to be there? I mean, genuinely. I'm not saying she needed to take, 5 suplexes, but why does it seem like Kyrie has not been doing all that well lately? Is she hurt? Is she homesick? I mean, I would understand if she was homesick. Vegas gets Mania 41. And I will be right here watching. It's going to be the 19th and the 20th of April, so it's going to be a little bit later in the month. That's fine. 420 in Vegas. What could possibly go wrong? So anyway, Jackie interviews Sammy. She remembered where he was and then said, thanks, Sammy, after he walked off camera and was gone for almost 30 seconds. Please be aware of your surroundings. She seems nice and she seems personable, but god damn it. So then Lyra took on Dakota. King of the Ring opening match. Queen of the Ring opening match. Tournament opening match. This is so confusing. Lyra, I like her style. She's won me over in the past couple years. Dakota is very good. This is on her birthday. Apparently she's 36. Good on her for continuing to battle through injuries and just continuing to, have a great career because she was almost out of wrestling. So, they pitched to a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes spot during this match, just out of nowhere, Cinderella story. And the crowd died. They haven't been given the majority crowd has not been given a reason really to care about Dakota or Lyra, and that's no disrespect to their talents. There was a stomp off the ropes where Lyra took that beautifully. Dakota did some good stuff here. There was brief let's go Lyra chants. And then she eventually hits the Nightwing, not the Nightwish, because it's not an Imaginarium Dream Emporium. Anybody that gets that, I love you guys. Kofi then says Xavier got taken out by Gunther, so now once I get past Ray, English, I will get it at one point, and at some point, I'm going to take out Gunther. You won't. You're going to get beat. Next week. Okay, this is where I'm going to say, if I watch next week and the 20th, they're going to be late. Because I got Regal Mystery Movies coming up both those weeks. So, that's your warning, and that's my safety net just in case I don't end up, safety net. I don't think that's my defense in case I don't watch it or review it. Because honestly, really, now the tournament matches don't look all that great. Gunther and Sheamus had a great main event. It was good stuff. We got a clubbering, a backdrop on the apron. I don't get why. Chops and the neck crank, where Gunther just kept cranking it and cranking it, cranking the neck. The dogs are in the enclosed pool area and the side garage door is open. It's a neck crank I have not seen, this side of David Carradine in Bangkok. So, Sheamus fires back. Kaiser attacks him. The referee suspects that he did it. Maybe because he secretly hates Germans and says, go. We get knee focus because Sheamus' knee was targeted in the ropes. Sheamus fires back. Got locked in the half crab. Got to the ropes. Hit a Celtic cross. Good selling to the knee there. They had to go home really quick. They might do good to have a 5-minute overrun, but it is a 3-hour show. So maybe, I don't know, just hit your cues because they went like a minute or two over. I mean, I was watching live, so whatever. But eventually, Gunther did get the half crab on and got the victory. So, pretty decent show overall. I'm not going to say it was great, but I'm going to say it's one of the best Raws that they've done in a while. There were issues. The crowd was a little bit muted. And, again, may review it next week and the 20th. If I don't, movie reviews and more stuff. So let me know your thoughts on the tournament in the comments, please. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.